Let me show you the world. In 1996, all right, Aladdin 3 and the King of Thieves, a whole week in the making by me, yours truly. And I gotta say, this was better than the second one, you know? So we got that going for it. So yeah, this film is like the second in their straight to VHS sequel movies. Coincidentally, coincided with the end of the Aladdin TV show, which lasted 3 seasons. So I guess that was a convenience for them to go out with a bang, I guess.
It's magical fun with Aladdin.
And again, assumingly made by the same people that made the second movie. I'm assuming it's the interns again. It was directed by Tad Stone. I like that name. Tad Stone. But other than that, I don't think that there's much else backstory about this film, so let's begin. All right, starting out, we got this shot of Aladdin. I don't know, it looks like him. Who's this mysterious figure? But this man, you know, he looks serious, means business, and he's hiding something. What could it be? There's a train of people coming into Agrabah. Oh wow, apparently now Jasmine and Aladdin are getting married. Holy shit, how long has it been since the last movie? They've been putting this off for a minute now, haven't they? But also, oh my God, Genie is back already. And what is that? Robin Williams? They had Dan Castellaneta in the first one, and I guess he came back for this one. I looked into it a little bit. It seems that he had gotten an apology from this guy named Joe Roth for breaching their agreement, and he was given $1 million salary for this movie, which I think for this production, that's pretty good. So all is well, and I am just glad to hear that amazing Robin Williams voice.
There's a party here in Agrabah.
And boy, did they not hold back on the references this time. Opening song with him, he's just singing about there's a party here in Agrabah, with references after references, really the whole 9 yards here. Everyone is coming in for this wedding. Not a bad song, but it ends with, where is Aladdin? Oh hey, there he is, just pondering. And poor Aladdin here, I don't know what came into him, but he's just thinking about like, damn, I can't raise a family. I never had a dad to show me how to do things. I don't know if I can do this. I really just might be a street rat. And we see Aladdin holding a dagger, you know, that I guess once belonged to his father, which, but he never knew him. So if he ever knew him, how did he get the dagger? We're gonna need a little bit more on that movie. Another song later, wrapping up, you know, party here in Agrabah. Then the mysterious guy who looks like Aladdin, we see what he was smuggling in the city. Bear Claw, Wolverine guy. Who's this? I don't know who this scary looking guy is. Apparently they're after somebody to kill, and Aladdin himself, maybe. But this movie just got real tense real quick. But they really do just let Robin get off the script with this one. I don't think they cut him off for anything. They probably just sat in the booth for hours, you know, and just let him go off script. You know, they're probably just leaning back in their chairs. Man, like, the money prints itself. We don't even need a script for this guy. Sand reference? White Rabbit? What movie are we watching again? Wedding Time Already? Narrated by yours truly. It's a very emotional moment, you know. Genie uses the carpet to blow his nose. You know, all is going smoothly, then out of nowhere, turns out there's even more of these hooligans hiding in these crates. How they managed to smuggle 40 guys, that's beyond me. But it makes me happy that we live in the world with metal detectors. They end up crashing the wedding. Bear Claw Wolverine guy ends up sticking his claws in an elephant's ass, causing a ruckus in the streets. And we see at least 3 elephants running around, which begs another question. Did that cause a chain reaction to the other elephants to start? Or did he go through each elephant and individually stab each one in the ass? I guess we'll never know. We get a nice fight scene from the thieves and the palace guards, basically just robbing, you know, just robbing the whole city, which must trouble Aladdin, considering how much he backed up his city from his robbing of the caves in the last movie. But this guy throws some knives perfectly, hooking these guys to a wall. Another guy karate chops a pillar with his hand. Wolverine guy strips some guys down. Some really masterful class, very impressive. And then mysterious guy looking for something, runs in Tiago. Love that boy. I love that our boy Gilbert is back.
It's Gilbert Gottfried.
Of course. Movie's not about him this time, believe it or not, is about Aladdin. But anyways, Polly want a cracker? In the vase she go. End of Iago. Dead. Just kidding. Then out of nowhere, Aladdin just found him, runs up, smacks the shit out of him, says a hard-ass line and goes, "Can I see your invitation?" A mysterious guy gets on top of him saying, how dare you mess with the King of Thieves? And Aladdin delivers another gangster line right after. He's like, "Oh, when I get up, I'll bow to you." Just wow, that's my street rat. By the way, Genie fighting Ninja Genie, Forrest Gump reference. There's an intense amount of shit that happens in this scene. I just can't go over it all. Basically, the king and the thieves end up getting away, leaving Agrabah in a shithole. Wedding is postponed temporarily. All right, so it turns out mysterious figure guy wanted this staff that has magic powers. Out pops an oracle, which you can give one question to and receive one answer, which is a weird version of a genie, but she shows him his father saying he knows everything about you. Also, bro doesn't recognize him even though he fought him 2 minutes ago, but I guess the mask is just very convincing. Back to pondering. Aladdin's like, "Who is my dad?" Jasmine's like,
"Because I already know him."
"What?"
"Because I know you."
Oh, duet. All right, I'm gonna skip this one. It's whatever. They're just kind of singing about my dad was never there. Jasmine's dad is amazing. What is it like to have a father? How is this hitting him now this late in his life? Did this never bother him before? Maybe I should find him and invite him to my wedding. Oracle pops up again. "Where's my father?" And she's like, "Follow the thieves." And he's like, "Explain that again." "I'm sorry, I can only answer one question." She just dips back down as fast as she... And we're off on the carpet. Monkey and Gilbert join us. So yay, some comedic relief. They're just standing there. Mysterious guy pulls a Moses, splits the green sea. Pause. How? Dad has powers. We'll put a pin in this. So they end up going inside this like cliffside that also splits and is closing. And I shit you not, Aladdin inches through a little last frame as it's about to close. And I guess they just love doing it so much in the last movie that must be the same animators. Iago somehow got his tail feather stuck in the wall as it closed, which they are really testing the life of this bird, but Abu pulls him out. This is attractive. Okay, this next scene is a lot to unpack. By the way, Wolverine guy named Saluk, and his dad's name is Kasim. Is that right, Kasim? Who, by the way, is played by the guy who plays Salah in the Indiana Jones movie, and I just like that fun fact. Aladdin spares no punches, and he attacks Saluk, just jumps on top of him, looks back at Kasim, goes, "Hey, by the way, I'm Aladdin. I'm also your son." Huh? Bear Claw guy is like, "Yo, I don't know your dad, but I'll make you meet your ancestor." And the dad's like, "Wait, he is my son." How does he come to this conclusion? It's because he dropped the dagger when I guess during the fight, and I guess that's all the evidence he needs. And he says, "I gave this to my wife before I left." So Luke goes, "He's an intruder though, so he must die." Dad's like, "Go ahead." Like, what? Or he can face the challenge. A good dad you got there. What's the challenge? Well, I'm glad you asked. So one-on-one fight with Saluk to the death. Which one? Wow. And two, this fight is crazy. The animation here is pretty A1. Aladdin gets clawed at, you know, he's bleeding everywhere. Fire for some reason. And then Al gets thrown off a cliff. Dies. Just kidding. Use the dagger to save himself. Oop, Bear Claw guy also has one. Loses balance, dies. This time for real. Man's dead. Fell off. Which in my VHS movie copy, and Kasim's like, "You killed him. You're in!" Burst into song. Again, these songs aren't that good. This is my least favorite one so far, but it's just the thieves welcoming him into the clan. There's this part where one of the thieves holds this note I like, and he kind of goes, "Oh," which is kind of adorable. Immediately after the song, we see Saluk just come out of the water, wrestling a great white shark or some shit. Yeah, he survived. And this is Disney. You know, I thought you knew this. We can't just kill him off. It's a VHS movie. I had y'all going there for a second, though. You know, a few more Genie impressions later. It's a joke. I do that. Cinderella Jasmine. Snow White Jasmine. Mini Jasmine. How about Jessica Rabbit, Jasmine? You know, back to Al and his dad at the cave, just doing some father-son bonding. You know, they're talking about the 40 Thieves and how they don't hurt the innocent, which I don't know if I believe that. Turns out we find out why Papa left little Al. He was out searching for the ultimate treasure. They call it the Hand of Midas. He said that he didn't want to come back empty-handed, and he wanted the best for his family. Which, how old is Aladdin? Gone his whole life, never found it. What were you doing? Al clearly isn't happy with this answer, obviously. But he gets over it in about 2 seconds. He's like, oh, by the way, I don't want you to miss my wedding. You should come to my wedding, Dad. I was thinking about inviting you like 20 minutes ago. You should come to my wedding.
At least think about it.
I don't write these movies, guys. Iago eventually convinces Cassim to come to Agrabah because the oracle is there, and I guess it can give him the answer that he wants, and Iago can get him there. But like, he does it deviously. So like, what side are you really on here, bird? In the next scene, Wolverine went all the way to Agrabah to find the Sultan's guards, you know, and he's like, hey, I can get you the King of Thieves, and so you just know some shit's gonna go down later. Back at the palace, Genie finds out Al brought back the King of Thieves. You know, he goes all SWAT team raid, you know, against the whole palace, like, yo, intruder alert, well, you motherfucker brought this guy in. Which is kind of funny to watch. Pocahontas Genie, Mickey Genie. Another song breaks out. So just Genie references galore at this point. I genuinely do think that they not cut him off here. Like, this is definitely the most so far. You know, just happy about being a father and a son. That's about it. Next, also Razul's voice actor is Jim Cummings, which is also the voice of Tigger, Pete, and Darkwing Duck, which I found out because I was watching this and I was going, why is his voice so familiar? It was just a fun fact. You know, big fan. Back to the movie. Razul found a hidden Moses cave because Wolverine told him the password, which was open sesame, by the way. He finds out that there's no 40 kings there. You also find out that the 40 kings is the father of Al. So things are building up here. Pumbaa Genie, Pluto Genie. Anyway, Cassim was about to steal the staff back at the palace, and Razul, I guess, was hiding behind a pillar or something. How did he get back so fast? He ends up getting arrested, and the bird, which, like, Iago, come on, you should have known better. Dungeon for life. Now, Aladdin here really thinks that he can save his dad, because I guess once a street rat, always a street rat. He dressed up as the King of Thieves himself to break his father out of the dungeon. He does some classic never fails Aladdin parkour to mess with the guards. And we're off, running into the desert. Like, what is Al doing? He eventually snaps out of it and goes, shit, I can't just leave Jasmine knowing we're supposed to get married. But he also knowing if he goes back that he'll probably like get arrested or like face a punishment for breaking fucking the law. But he decides it's worth it for my girl. They part ways, him and his dad. You know, the bird goes with the dad because like, what's really left for the bird at this point, you know? Back at the Moses cave, Saluk was waiting for the other thieves. And while he's waiting, he breaks into a song, convincing them to turn against their king, which works because I guess they're dumb. The song was okay. Not really going to comment on anything about it. I already forgot it. There was a scene, though, where this guy pulled money out of another guy's ass. But other than that, no. Eventually, though, the king pulls up and they turn against him. Who would have thought? And the next scene, we're out on the sea. For reasons, and then bam, Oracle shows up. The one question they ask, where is the Hand of Midas? Reasonable question. And we're off. What's gonna happen? Oh my god. You know, back at the palace, we have a quick little minute-long conversation with the Sultan. All is forgiven. And he's like, you know what? We got a wedding to attend to still, so fuck me for the logic in this movie. Like, okay. Then out of nowhere, Iago, boom, lands dead. Just kidding. Says Wolverine is still alive and he has your pops. Like, goddamn, I guess we gotta go save him now. And they immediately go to find him. So I guess no wedding again. Back at the boat, they get closer to this treasure and out of nowhere, not sure which cutscene triggered this, but out pops this whole ass island castle on top of a turtle. And this is where the ultimate treasure is. Never in the same place twice. Also, Genie does Family Feud.
Distraction.
Show me turtle!
Found that interesting. After slapping the guards a few times, he frees his dad, who's just as surprised as him because he wants to go get the treasure with him. And in the Turtle Temple, they're in there for like 5 minutes, right? And then I guess it just starts to submerge back into the water. So they gotta climb their ass back to the top. But on the way up to the top, I guess they run into the ultimate treasure, and it's just a gold hand with a guy on it. And are we just not concerned about the water filling up the place anymore now? Because they got distracted by this real easy. So distracted as the water is filling up the room and their impending doom. Aladdin jumps to gold hand in the sinking turtle temple, and it barely makes it. Also throws it to his pops, and then his pops uses it, and he turns every single fucking thing in the room gold, and the music is all cheery, and you're thinking like, oh, okay, everything's gonna be okay, I'm sure the water will stop rising. But it doesn't stop the water from rising. It just turns the water gold, makes some more spots for the water to come through, and then all of a sudden Wolverine shows up. I guess he was hiding behind this statue on the gold hand. I mean, come on, guys. Need I say more? He goes, no one's going anywhere. I mean, I don't know where there is to go. There's just water. Then Kasim chucks the ultimate treasure to Razul and pushes Al out of the way in slow motion, which I got a kick out of. He catches it and then immediately turns into gold and falls to his death. And guys, yes, I can confidently say dead. And I guess grabbing the actual part of the gold, I don't know, I guess grabbing the actual part of the gold turns you into gold. Which, did Kasim know this prior to throwing it? And he was just banking that he would grab it by the gold piece and it would turn him into gold. One can only ask if he knew this prior. Either way, dead. Al wraps it up. You know, they dip out of there. Dad realizes, wait, I don't need this anymore. Chucks it, says, you were my treasure all along. Which took him this long to realize this? By the way, Ultimate Treasure landed on the 40 Thieves boat and it sank them. And I guess they're all dead too because no one came to save them, and they are no longer in the movie, the rest of the movie. So do what you want with that info, what you will. All right, let's finish this. Steamboat Genie comes out of nowhere. I guess he was chilling inside a whale the whole time. They all go home. The wedding is on, finally. And wow, look at that. Only took 6 years. Kasim doesn't stay, and Iago joins him, right? This is the weird part. And Iago joins him, and they just horse away just like that. And you're leaving? Are you treasure hunting again? Didn't you just say that Al was your greatest treasure and you're leaving? What is happening? They both are just waving to each other like, bye. Okay, you know, we just got married. I don't even know if we kissed in the movie. Maybe we did. And you're right. Like, what? Roll credits. And that's Aladdin, King of Thieves. Overall, an improvement over the last one. And I'm just glad there isn't another one. And again, there is a TV show that probably had a bunch of details I'm missing. And this was the movie to end the TV show. And the second movie was the first one to boot the TV show. So I guess these movies don't exist without the TV show, which I'm not gonna watch. But thank God, because there's no more Aladdin movies. And the series ultimately comes to an end here. Until the dark times. But join me next time where I tackle a new movie IP, Beauty and the Beast, Enchanted Christmas, and June. Thank you.